Hi there, Ronnie here, coming at you with a video. Tabletop Scotland 2022. It's been 3 years since the last one. The last 2 years obviously have been postponed because of COVID. But we're back on in the last weekend of August, so I'm looking forward to it. And I am going to be running a couple of games. I'm going there with my daughter and her fiance Jamie. He's never been to one of these before, so it's going to be interesting. Saffron obviously was there 2019 with me. And whilst I'm hoping to do some, board gaming and so on, because I do enjoy it, I am going to be running a couple of RPG one-shots. They're on the Tabletop Scotland webpage. I will put a link to Tabletop Scotland's webpage below in the description. But my two games are games based on board games or other tabletop games. And the reason I wanted to do it was kind of twofold. Being Tabletop Scotland, there's a good chance that people have played those games because they're quite well known. Even though the systems I'm using may not be so well known, the games are quite well known. So people might be intrigued by them because of that. And I think it's kind of the best place to do it in that respect. And I really like the idea of it. Plus, there's a bit the very nature of those games mean that they are quite insular and set, so it's easier to run a one shot. Although I must admit, the second one is me taking bloody liberty. But we'll do with that. So, Saturday afternoon, 2:30 start. I am running an adventure using the True 20 system called Beans Means Death, which is inspired by the board game Dead of Winter, which will see the players being the unfortunate sods who have been picked to go out to the abandoned town to try and pick up supplies, and having to avoid the undead, and having to deal with the intense cold, and so on. And I like the idea of it. I might have maybe out of the 6 characters, maybe a couple of them with some sort of military or police background or something, but mostly being it a horror survival game and a one-shot, I like the idea of it being sort of everyday people. Who aren't necessarily combat ready, which I think will be fun. Maybe. I have said that the game is 15 plus, which I wanted to do a game that was more about the... I wanted to do a game that was more about the sort of tension, the intensity, the fear, rather than blood and guts and gore. So I reckon if I stay on that and not go really in depth on description, it should be okay for sort of 50 plus. Because it's really about the atmosphere rather than gore. So that's on the Saturday. On the Sunday, I'm doing something different. I'm running a game on the Sunday morning. I'm doing a 10 o'clock game. And this one is using the active exploits system and is called To Woo It May Concern, and is based on Love Letter. And essentially you're going to have six characters, or maximum 6 players, each with a character. There's going to be 3 men, 3 female characters, 3 male, 3 female, all vying to get their love letter to the princess. Using active exploits, it allows me to keep things fairly simple. It means that the vast majority of what's going on will be the intensity of the game and the silliness of it. There is going to be a PvP element as well, so players can try and eliminate each other. Although I don't see any characters getting killed, they're certainly going to be put out of action. I've got it down as 12 plus for the age limit, and that's simply because I don't want young kids playing anyway. So, but I don't mind if it's, teens into adults, because there's nothing really. I mean, it's a game of trying to profess one's love. It's not. There's no attempt at physical amorousness. There's not going to be any sort of sensuality or anything even remotely coming close to a sex scene. This is about trying to get your letter that whom you professing your love into the hand of the princess. There are going to be some NPCs who are going to attempt to stop that as well. So it should be fun. I kind of want to throw the energy in that I usually use Toon for. And to be honest, I'd be tempted to use Toon for this, but I really want to give active exploits a shot. And I just want to have some fun. I just want it to be silly. So I'm all for it. So those are the games I'm going to run. I'm hoping to get players for both. I'm looking forward to it. And if you're coming and you watch this and you're coming, say hi. Hope to see you there.